for driving?
Drug trafficking.
All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. You're here today in First Appearance Magistrate Court. Today, you're going to be informed of the charges, and we're going to determine if there's probable cause. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything's being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney. We have Mr. Romero at the main jail, and we have Mr. Reedy to my right in the courtroom. We also have Assistant State Attorney Eric Linder, and with you today, Mr. Linder, is?
Michael Olowu.
Spell your last name, please.
Last name is spelled Olowu.
Okay, thank you. And we have Sharika Ross as our clerk. All right, we're going to start with, today we're doing Judge Cohen's felony domestic violence, and we're doing Judge McHugh's misdemeanor domestic violence cases. First case on the docket is Amber Burnett. Amber Burnett, please step forward. Good morning.
Judge, good morning. I believe the first Amber Burnett is at North Broward, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, North Broward, are we ready this morning?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, and yourself?
Good. Do we have Amber Burnett, or you want me to pass it?
Amber Burnett. Domestic, they sent her downtown.
Okay,
The first, actually, they sent she and,
Dorado and Torres.
Dorado and Torres. They should be downtown.
all right, because Judge McHugh's not back till Monday, and I think the new domestic, I even think we're doing the felony domestic on Monday. I don't think Judge Allspector, who's the new judge, I don't know if she's doing a Monday or not, but just to let you know, I think it's next Tuesday as everybody begins.
Okay, I'll let Alpha Sif know.
Okay, Monday is Judge McHugh for misdemeanor, and the felony domestic violence should begin on Tuesday, unless you hear otherwise, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, thank you. All right, so,
Let's try to resolve it, okay?
I don't know what happens. They've known about this and it keeps on happening, Judge.
where is she?
They're gonna have to now, the deputies, yep. The deputies are gonna be working on it now.
All right, so let me know, I'll pass her, we'll just go in the same order, so we're consistent at least, okay? Do we have Aquarius Daniels?
She's here at me.
Okay. Good morning, Miss Daniels. You have touch or strike battery, domestic violence. We need to talk about bond. Count 2 is a capious traffic, $1,000. 3 is a capious misdemeanor. The capious for 1,000 is operating with the suspended DL. $1,000 bond. It's my old division MS, so I don't know who the judge was that week. And then the other one is, it's March 2016, so it was Judge Marty Levy-Cohen. And then she has a no-show at a calendar call for the petty theft, $250, which is from April 7th, 2016. It's a month after the driving while license is suspended. So we need to talk about bond. What say you, State?
Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting a $2,500 bond on count 1, no victim contact. I'm showing a 2018 arrest out of South Carolina for possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver near a school, and manufacturing, possessing controlled substance. It would appear there is no disposition one way or another. It would appear the charge is still pending out of South Carolina. I'm also showing, one moment, out of out of the state of Ohio in 2016. Ms. Daniels was arrested for violating an order of protection, domestic violence. She ended up pleading the charges to a disorderly conduct. In 2017, in Ohio, she was convicted of criminal endangerment. Showing, moment, Judge. In 2002, a non-expiring injunction was ordered, permanent injunction at Dade County. I just have the person's initials. I don't know any other information about that individual.
It's not MM, right?
No. I made the bond request before I saw this. I'm going to be asking for a bond of $5,000. I'm showing arrests in Dade County in 09, 08, 06, and 03 for child abuse. In 02, she was arrested for child abuse and convicted. And I would note the allegations in this case is the victim is her child.
I would point out, Judge, that there is very little by the way of probable cause to support this allegation based on what's contained in the four corners of this probable cause affidavit. There's no comment or statement by the victim. I don't even know if this officer bothered to speak to the victim. We don't know how old the victim is. The only allegation here is that some third party saw her strike the juvenile one time with an open hand in the chest. Doesn't say how hard she was struck, doesn't say, there are no details here to support any kind of probable cause. Without a statement from the victim saying that she was struck, I would submit to this court that there is no probable cause, and if the court does find probable cause, then I would ask the court to take into consideration the fact that we have very little before us to determine what actually happened in this case, and to set bond accordingly.
Your Honor, as far as Mr. Reedy's probable cause argument, I don't believe he's made any argument for the court to make a finding that there's not probable cause. I don't believe in the misdemeanor battery statute how much force was used to strike the victim is an element of the offense. Your Honor, there is a statement from a witness, Your Honor, and
I'm gonna find probable cause. So,
There's still only a statement from a witness. There is no statement from the juvenile herself.
I heard you the first time. Thank you. All right, what say you, Mr. Romero? Thank you, Mr. Reedy.
Judge, in speaking with Daniels, unfortunately, she's not going to be able to afford the monetary bond which the state is requesting of $5,000. Right now, unfortunately, she's unemployed. She did have 2 jobs working at basically fast food places, but unfortunately, due to transportation issues, she can no longer work there. So right now, she's trying to look for employment. In speaking with Daniels, she has no sort of savings. She owns no sort of property. My understanding is that she does have family that live in our community, specifically maybe her grandmother who resides in Liberty City, but from what she advised me, she's on a fixed income elderly, and she doesn't think she could afford any sort of monetary bond. Judge, and the only thing we can be asking the court at this time, Judge, is to consider releasing Ms. Daniels on pretrial release.
All right, no victim contact, direct or indirect with MM until further order of the court, and that's Broward County only. Criminal, family, or dependency only. I don't know if there's gonna be one, but $2,500 on 1, 1,000 on 2, $250 on 3. She'll see Judge Gottlieb tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you. 500 feet minimum. Ma'am, hold on. Ma'am, you're to surrender any firearms, ammunition, or weapons until further order of the court. Thank you. Within 24 hours of your release. Rosanna Torado.
Advised that she is downtown or in
Rosanna
transit
Torado.
or.
That's the person we just, I believe they told you about. She was originally scheduled at North Broward. You said to let you know when they come.
Oh, I thought Amber Burnett was.
No, all the people that were scheduled at North Broward should have been in North Broward. I guess they didn't get the memo.
All right,
They
well,
brought
I'm
them
gonna
all
call
down
them
here.
one by one. If you could do me the favor of telling me that's one of the people, I'd appreciate it. Brian Portier,
He's here, Judge.
thank you. Main jail?
Main jail.
All right, Mr. Portier, we have battery, cause bodily harm, domestic violence. Need to talk about bond. Count 2 is resisting an officer obstructing without violence. There's no bond required. Court finds probable cause. Court's gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with Ebony Johnson. And you're to maintain 500 feet at all times. If you have any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, you're to surrender them within 24 hours of your release to your local police department.
Take a look.
What say you, State?
I just need one moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
Thank you. Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting a $3,500 bond based on the allegations, specifically after committing the initial battery. The probable cause affidavit alleges the victim ran for safety from the home, where Mr. Portier followed her and grabbed her by her hair, causing the victim to scream for help, where she was heard by a nearby neighbor. Additionally, his criminal history. He went through drug court in 2012 in Broward for possession of cocaine, disorderly conduct in 2003. In 2000, he was arrested for false imprisonment that was dropped. He has, in the late 90s, a burglary. Burglary out of date that he went through a diversion program on. He's also had a couple prior failures to appear.
Okay, what say you, defense?
Judge, as you heard, I believe the last prior contact was in 2012, 7 years ago. Having said that, Judge, I did advise him as far as the no contact order that the court's going to be imposing. He's going to be living separate and apart from the alleged victim. He's going to be reaching out to his mother and residing in Miami. She's retired, and that's the person he's going to be reaching out to. From what he advises me, she's on a fixed income, so she's probably not going to be able to afford very much. We're going to be asking for a $1,000 bond on Mr. Poiter's behalf. He's 40 years old, been here his whole entire life. He is working. He basically sets up and sets down events for trade shows, and he's been doing that for a number of years. He gets about $20 an hour doing that, Judge. But right now, from what he advised me, the only person that financially can post any sort of bond would be his mother, and he doesn't know how much he can afford. So, Judge, I'm going to ask also 2 other requests. I'm going to be asking for a property order so we can go one time with law enforcement to recover his property at the household, and a phone order to see if his mother can't afford to post a bond, if he can contact maybe any other friend that could come up with the bond amount.
All right, 3,500 on one, no bond required on two, no victim contact, maintained 500 feet from Ebony Johnson, no firearms, ammunition, or weapons, and you're to surrender them within 24 hours of your release. The defendant or a third party may retrieve the personal belongings one time with the law enforcement officer. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. William Torres. Pardon? Okay, no problem. Elvin Lewis.
No problem.
Wait, is that,
North Broward.
I think that was William Torres walking up right there in Maine.
Was it? What's your name, sir?
Alvin Torres. William. Oh, William? Sorry. He just came in right now.
Okay.
I need time to talk to him, Judge.
Okay.
Sorry. Lewis is at no problem.
Okay, we'll take him.
Send him an X.
All right, Mr. Lewis. Good morning, sir. You have touch or strike battery, domestic violence. Good morning, ma'am. Nice to see you again
you
today.
doing?
Good. All right, so can you state your name again for the record
Beverly Riley.
and your relationship to
I'm
Mr. Elvin
Lewis'
Lewis?
wife. I'm
Sorry,
his wife.
thank you. All right, so Mr. Torres, you have a touch or strike battery. We previously found probable cause.
It's Lewis, Your Honor.
Lewis.
I'm sorry. Mr. Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Touch or strike battery, domestic violence. We previously found probable cause.
With battery.
Yes.
Did you speak to him, Mr. Reedy?
Trying to get as many crowd folks in as I could. Unfortunately, he was not there when he took the bench, so maybe we can recall. I'd like to talk to him.
All right, go to the left. The public defender is going to talk to you. Are we ready on William Torres? Have a seat, ma'am, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Romero, are we ready on William Torres? If not, that's okay. All right, we're going to take a 10-minute break.
As long as there's PC. Actually, could you grab this, please? Thanks, Sam.
Okay, do we have Amber Burnett yet?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
Ms. Burnett is approaching. She's here at me.
Main jail. Okay, good morning, Ms. Burnett. You have violation of an injunction, phone contact, communicate, court finds probable cause. What say you, state?
Your Honor, the defendant was placed on pretrial supervision with an electronic monitor on the 21st of December 2018 in case number 18-15653 CF10A for an aggravated battery causing bodily harm. Based on this court's finding of probable cause, we're going to ask that her pretrial status be revoked at this time.
Okay,
And Your Honor, on the instant case, I'm going to be requesting a $5,000 bond, pretrial release with a GPS monitor level 2. Your Honor handled Ms. Burnett's first appearance for aggravated battery on the 21st. The allegations are in that case that she stabbed and cut the alleged victim with a kitchen knife. I believe you set the bond at $2,000 or $3,000 with the GPS. You were very detailed with her about that she cannot have contact and the means that she's not allowed to have contact.
okay,
If the court wants, I can get a copy of that order.
sure. Okay, what say you, defense?
Judge, I haven't had an opportunity to review the probable cause affidavit, but in speaking Ms. Burnett, there's a lot to this story I think that's probably not in the PC affidavit. From what she advised me, basically, Judge, she was aware that she was not going to have any sort of contact with the alleged victim. Her understanding was that the victim actually, in pretrial, confirmed this when prior to them, I believe, placing the monitor on Ms. Burnett, that the alleged victim moved away. Ms. Burnett advised me that she was the one that contacted law enforcement when the alleged victim, I guess, showed up to have contact with her. And Ms. Burnett was afraid, didn't want to, violate any of the conditions of the court's order. So that's why she contacted law enforcement as soon as he showed up to have contact with Ms. Burnett. Having said that, Judge, from what she advised me, she's been reporting to pretrial, has had no problems with pretrial. Other than this, she is living at her Lauderhill apartment where she's been residing after the past 2 years. She lives there by herself. Right now, she unfortunately just lost her job. She was working at a pawn shop, making about $13.25 an hour. At this time, she is actively looking for employment. She has no way of basically posting any sort of monetary bond. She will be reaching out to a friend of hers who she informed me works in customer service. Hopefully that friend can come up with some monetary funds. I'm going to be asking if the PC affidavit can confirm that she's the one that contacted law enforcement. I'm going to be asking for a $1,000 bond on count 1 and the court to not take any action on the case that she's currently out on, Judge.
I would also add that the probable cause affidavit, while it doesn't necessarily mention that it was the alleged victim in the case who initiated the contact, the officer goes out of his way to point out that he read the text messages between the parties, and he indicates that they were not violent or threatening from either party and conveyed intimate details of their relationship. At no point during the text message communication or physical contact with Watts did the defendant order Watts to cease contact with her, made no attempt to evade him, and it appears that this was a consensual texting back and forth, not a stalking type of situation. It doesn't indicate anywhere in this report that the alleged victim in the case was opposed to having contact with Miss Burnett. In fact, quite the opposite appears to be the case, that he was texting her as she was texting him. And while that is a violation of the injunction, I think the state's request for bond on this matter is disproportionate to the offense, and I would ask the court to consider not taking any action on the pretrial release allegations and to set a reasonable bond for Ms. Burnett.
Your Honor, I have a great concern. Anytime a court gives someone an order that is to be followed 100%, And it is not, especially when that order is on the heels of an allegation where someone stabbed someone else with a knife. Your Honor's order was not that don't have any threatening contact, it was to have no contact. And as far as the argument that, well, she called law enforcement there, law enforcement had nothing to do with the text message communications between the two. And frankly, it doesn't matter if the victim contacted her first. The order was for Ms. Burnett to have no contact whatsoever.
All right, I did order on December 21st, 2018, to stay at least 500 feet away from the victim. She was within approximately or within the 500 feet. I also ordered no contact, direct or indirect. And therefore, in case number 18-15653 CF10A, court's going to revoke her pretrial and set a $5,000 bond. And on the instant case, court's going to set a $5,000 bond as well. No contact means no contact. And you are to have no contact with Mr. Watts. Thank you.
Your Honor, North Broward is asking for a case to be called out of turn.
Sure.
On page 20, Mr. Bolin.
Thank you, Mr. Reedy, but I had to send it back.
I did the best I could, Deputy.
Not a problem.
All right, I'd ask him to be medically reset for tomorrow, Judge.
Is that yours too? Yeah. Oh, that's mine, I think. The one under it?
No, this is just a copy of the order that I given to you.
Okay. You need another one for this, a separate or no? Okay. Let me know when we get to him or her. Rosanna Torado?
She's here, President Main Judge, however, she's gonna require a Spanish interpreter. My colleague already contacted the interpreter's office.
That's correct. They should be here within a few minutes.
Okay, who else do we need? We might as well call them all.
The next person would be Mr. William Torres, and he's on the next page following her, on page 3.
What page is, Torado?
Torado on page 2.
And anybody else? Can you make an
When I made the
announcement?
announcement, Judge, nobody raised their hand. I can make it again, Judge, but I know.
Why don't you, just in case someone walked in?
Okay. Alguien necesita los servicios de un intérprete que solamente habla español. Alguien levanta la mano.
Anybody at North Broward need the Spanish or Creole or any type of interpreter?
No, we're good, John.
Thank you. Conti?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Paul Ryan, I guess it's a no. All right, next one will be David
Your Honor,
Elvin.
Paul Ryan?
I'm sorry?
You call Paul Ryan, Your Honor?
Yes. I assume, I don't see anybody there, so I'm assuming you don't need an
The one you
interpreter.
calling for in court.
Okay, who do you have?
The one that went to court?
Yeah, so you don't have to stand there, so,
Oh, I don't have nobody in the morning, Your Honor.
okay, all
The
right,
only one I have is in court.
all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Elvin Lewis, North
North
Broward.
Broward. And his wife is present, Judge, as she has been the last couple of days.
Yes. Okay.
We have no probable cause argument, would ask the court to leave bond where it stands.
All right, well, was there a bond set?
No, it
It's a
wasn't set.
$500 bond.
Your Honor, the bond wasn't set because he never had his first appearance. Judge Murphy might have written that down, and that is what he intended to set the bond at upon reading the PEC affidavit, but it has not been set. Your
I'm
Honor,
real sure.
Your Honor,
Your Honor, excuse me.
Thank you.
All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent.
Don't say anything, Mr. Lewis.
Anything you say or do can and will be used against you. Go ahead, state.
Your Honor, I'm gonna be requesting a $1,000 bond. The reason being, there's information that's not in the probable cause affidavit. The alleged victim in this case, my understanding is his 15-year-old granddaughter. And I don't believe Judge Murphy was aware of that when he wrote that number down.
Okay. All right, the first thing the court's gonna order is no victim contact, direct or indirect, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, and if you have any, sir, you ought to surrender them to your local police department within 24 hours of release. Do you understand those two conditions?
Yes, ma'am, we know. If we know,
Don't
but I
say anything
tell
about the
them,
case,
I
Mr. Lewis,
don't
Mr.
tell
Lewis,
them,
Mr. Lewis.
Yes, sir. Sir?
Calm down.
Okay.
All right, ma'am, I know you were here yesterday and the day before, so what is it you'd like to tell the court again? And if you could repeat what you said, because honestly, I don't remember all of it,
It's a
so.
lot of things. He just don't understand, cause he went through major surgery a couple of years ago. And most of the time when I'm not at work, I'm there with him. So I pretty much have control of him all the time, but he will not be around the victim whatsoever. He was just visiting, even though we're married, but, his address is 1840 Northwest 6th Avenue, so we understand everything.
And I don't know what Judge Murphy was or was not aware of when he set the bond at $500. Neither does the state know that. So unless the state was here during that hearing, I would ask the court to keep Judge Murphy's bond in place. Mr. Lewis's wife has indicated to me that they can afford that bond. I don't know if they can afford a lot more than that.
Your Honor, what I do know, and you can look at the notes, I believe it mentions he refused. If he refused, there couldn't have been a first appearance hearing. If there wasn't a first appearance hearing, then a bond couldn't have been set.
All right, I'm gonna set $1,000 bond, maintain 500 feet. Thank you, good luck to you.
Now, may I say something?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, Manuel Neves. Your attorney doesn't want you to say anything, sir. Thank you, ma'am, good luck to you.
What name is?
Manuel Neves,
He is here, present judge at Maine.
main jail, okay? All right, Mr. Neves, you have disorderly conduct. Capias, there's a no bond hold by Judge Kathleen McHugh. Court finds probable cause. We'll see Judge McHugh on Monday at 9 a.m.
Judge, if this is a disorderly conduct, my understanding, Mr. Nieves is serving a prison sentence right now. I believe his EOS date is already done.
Yeah, I got
Would the
that.
court consider on a disorderly conduct extending a time served on her?
Your Honor, the
No, it's a no, I'm not doing it. Let him
No.
go before Judge McHugh. She did a no bond hold. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just-
Garth Thomas on Monday, 9 a.m. Garth Thomas, please. Good morning, Mr.
Thomas is
Thomas.
here.
Is your name Mr. Garth Thomas?
Garth Thomas.
All right, sir. Charged with robbery by sudden snatching without a firearm or weapon, burglary, occupied conveyance unarmed, grand theft between $300 and $5,000 bond. Count 4 is assault, domestic violence. 5 is criminal mischief between $200 and $1,000. Subsequent offense, court finds probable cause. What say you, state?
Your Honor, on the robbery, I'm gonna be requesting a $5,000 bond. On the burglary of an occupied conveyance, I'm gonna be requesting a $5,000 bond and a $1,000 bond on the domestic violence assault. And I apologize, if the court already ordered it, I'd be asking for no victim contact.
Okay, you don't have to apologize. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with TW, and you are to maintain a minimum of 1,000 feet, sir. You're also to surrender any firearms, ammunition, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. And if you do have any, sir, you surrender them within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand?
Do you understand?
All right, you can stand at the podium. No.
So I'm gonna ask her if I'm PC for activated battery with a deadly weapon.
Hello. I thought you had an appointment
And you just ask Judge,
Oh.
just write in on the finding.
in Miami.
The offense that you're finding PC for.
Okay, so she would,
All right, what say you, defense?
Judge, if my math is correct, I believe the state is asking for $13,000. That's something Mr. Thomas financially is out of his reach. In reference to count 4, we don't have an objection as far as what the state suggests as far as a $1,000 bond. I know him and the alleged victim do not live together, so that's not going to be a problem for him as far as abiding by court order as far as no contact. He lives in Fort Lauderdale. He lives with his the mother of his child, and his child is 8 years old. She is a caretaker by trade. They've been residing at the same household for over 5 years now. Approximately their rent is about $1,400 per month. He is 41 years old and he is working. He works at a cook at a restaurant called Dutch Pot, which he advised me is on Broward and 441. He's been there for 2 years, making approximately $11 an hour. From what he advised me, this is his first arrest ever in his life. And when he was contacted by the detective on Tuesday, he advised the detective he was going to come to the main jail and surrender himself. He advised me he came with his identification to the main jail to surrender himself. I don't know if the PC affidavit reflects that. Mr. Thomas, by those actions and by what he's telling me, he's not a flight risk and he's looking forward to having his day in court. Having said all that, Judge, we're going to be requesting on count 1 a $2,000 bond, on count 2 a $2,000 bond, count 3, count 4, count 5, $1,000 bond each. So we're requesting a total, if my math is correct, $7,000 on Mr. Thomas's behalf.
No victim contact, direct or indirect, with TW, minimum of 1,000 feet. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. He's surrender them within 24 hours of his release. GPS level 2. And sir, the minimum of 1,000 feet includes anywhere the victim may be in Florida and or anywhere, and also from their work, home, or school or employment. Okay. So count 1, I'm going to do a $5,000 bond. Count 2, I'm going to do $2,500. Count 3, 1,000. Count 4, 1,000. And count 5, 1,000. Thank you. Jacob McLean.
Judge, can we call a case from North Broward?
North Broward, who do you need?
Griswold on page 8, Your Honor, please. Not in the best thing.
Yeah, Miss Griswold, Judge, I just got the call that she's not doing well.
Well, I thought we were going to set it for 1.
That's what I thought you wanted to do, but apparently she's walking on a cane, Judge, and
Good morning, Miss Griswold.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, you have a capious misdemeanor for an alcoholic beverage violation. She didn't show up to arraignment, $150 bond. What say you?
Judge, Miss Griswold, as you can see, she's injured. She has a leg injury. She walks with a cane. She's homeless. She asked if she could resolve this case. She also asked if, I explained to her about the Henderson CRC program. She also asked if she could participate in that program to see if she could get off the streets.
Short adjudication time served, $78 in court costs. 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted.
And I explained all that to her. Miss Griswold, is that what you would like to do?
Judge, I don't get number stamps. I've been trying to get my disability ever since last year.
Yes.
They ain't got in touch with me yet.
Yeah, Miss Griswold, the judge has agreed to do what you and I discussed earlier. We just need to know if how do you plead to that charge? You plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Okay, adjudication time served, $78 in court costs, 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
I suppose you want to do the others while I'm here, Judge.
I can, I don't want to, but we got a big docket today, but go ahead while we can do them.
Judge, there's another one, and I appreciate it, Judge. There's another one in North Broward. It's Mr. Ray Dioki.
Dioki? Come on.
What page?
He's on page 14 of the docket.
Spell it R-A-D?
R-A-Y is his first name.
R-A-Y, what's his last name?
It's Dioki, is D as in David, E-O-K-I.
D-O-K. Okay,
Judge, as you can see, he's charged with a simple trespass. I'm not sure if you can see, Judge, he also walks with a cane. He has a leg injury. He's a British military veteran. He collects Social Security disability. He indicated to me that he would also like to participate in the Henderson CRC program if he could, so he could try to see about getting off the streets.
All right, here's the thing. He was told on 12/26, they put up, I don't know if you read this PC affidavit, not to go back there, and he did.
Judge, Mr. Dioki and Mr. Jackson, they were both arrested at the same location, which is at behind the Snappers. Now, there's some dispute as to whether or not the owners of Snappers gave them permission to be there. Nonetheless, Judge, Mr. Dioki, as I mentioned to you, he's an injured military vet. He just wants to, but he's not a U.S. military vet. He just wants to get some assistance with his housing. So he'd like to resolve this matter and
You know
partake.
what, I'm gonna ROR him on this, let him resolve it in no return to this location, and we'll send him to the CRC. He's gonna have to come back to court.
Okay. So Judge, he'll have to be transported here to the main jail from North Broward.
Sure.
Okay. So Mr. Dioki, did you get my information from the deputy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you'll have to
okay.
stay in touch with me,
Thank
okay?
Okay, I will definitely.
Talk to who?
Okay. Are you getting released today?
Yes.
Okay then, take care.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, and sir, no return to this location, 1401 West Broward Boulevard. If you go back there, you'll be arrested.
Judge, just want the court to know that on page 13, Timothy O'Connell, he's also in North Broward, and I was told that he will be a medical reset.
Hold on. Who is it?
Timothy O'Connell. Page 23, okay, thanks.
All right, I'll continue it till tomorrow. Let's reset it. Yeah, let's reset it to tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Okay, and Judge, in front of you right now, this is Mr. Orlando Sinanan, and his case was before you yesterday, and you reset it for today.
Okay, spell it, last name.
S as in Sam, I, N as in November, A, N as in November again, A, N as in November again.
First name?
His first name is Orlando, like Orlando without the R.
Is this it? Do you have any more?
Just one more after him, Judge, in the main jail, that's it. And I'm out of here.
I wish we could have did these at one like we agreed, but just give me the stuff. Who are all these people?
Ray Dioki, we just handled. Timothy O'Connell is a medical reset. Brenda Griswold was first. This is Orlando Sinan, and this is the gentleman from yesterday.
What about Alexander Jackson?
He's over in the main jail. He's next, Judge. He's the last one.
You didn't fill this out. All right, are you Orlando Sinanan?
Yes.
All right, you have standing in the road, not for magistrate, pedestrian, leave a place of safety. Not for magistrate, you have a capious misdemeanor with, an alcoholic beverage violation. Court's just gonna ROR him, court finds probable cause. He's gotta show up for court, otherwise he's gonna keep spending 1 day in jail, and there's no return. To 5,000 North Federal Highway. There's no panhandling, sir, it's against the law, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll be ROR, Mrs. Sanan, and just stay in touch with me as best as you can.
Okay.
Okay, Alexander Jackson,
He's over in the main jail, Judge. He's on page 14 of the docket.
He's approaching.
okay, Mr. Jackson, you main jail, you also have municipal ordinance violation for trespass after warning. All right, I'm gonna ROR him as well. No return to Snapper, sir. If you go back there, you will be arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Jackson, you have my card. Just keep in touch with me, okay? And Mr.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dioki is going to be released from the main jail. Take care.
Who's the
All
one
right, thank
person,
you.
hold on, that was a medical reset?
Timothy O'Connell, Judge.
All right, I'm gonna give you back that order.
Okay.
Okay? What did I do, Oral? I don't even remember. Okay, no problem. Good luck today.
Our Spanish interpreter is present, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's call the Spanish interpreter. Here you go, Ms. Patrice, there's two here. Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I do.
Good morning. Hi. Okay,
Solange Sands,
Thank-
S-A-E-N-Z.
okay, page 2 of the docket. Do you have the docket in front of you?
I don't, Your Honor.
Okay, we need a docket on the podium. All right, page 2, this is Rosanna Torado. Thank you. All right, ma'am, you have ag assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, and touch or strike battery, domestic violence. We need to talk about bond.
Buenos días, señora. Usted tiene agresión con agravantes por causa de violencia doméstica y también con un arma mortífera y un segundo cargo de tocar o golpear y agresión también por causa de violencia doméstica y vamos a hablar sobre la fianza.
Court finds probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect.
La Corte decide que existe motivo fundado y le vamos a prohibir todo tipo de comunicación con la supuesta víctima, sea directo o indirecto.
With WRT,
Es la persona que tiene las iniciales WRT.
court's going to order no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons.
También le queda prohibido tener en su posesión cualquier arma de fuego, cualquier arma y cualquier tipo de balas.
If you have any, you are to surrender them within 24 hours of your release.
Si usted ya tiene posesión de ese tipo de armas, tiene que entregarlos a una jefatura legal, local en las próximas horas, 24 horas después de quedar en libertad.
Okay. What say you, State?
Vamos a ver qué dice el Estado.
Your Honor, I'm requesting a $15,000 bond on count 1.
Señoría, pedimos una fianza de $15,000 para el primer cargo
a $2,500 bond on count 2,
y una fianza de $2,500 para el segundo cargo.
pretrial release with a GPS monitor level 2,
Que quede en libertad bajo la supervisión del programa de supervisión previo a juicio y que tenga que portar un monitor GPS. Ese tipo de programa es nivel 2.
Your Honor, as far as the $15,000 bond, I'm not only basing that on the firearm allegations.
Y la razón por la que pedimos la fianza de $15,000 no es solo porque hay una acusación de usar un arma mortífera,
But
arma de
also,
fuego.
but also the allegations that Ms. Tirado struck the victim with a machete.
También lo basamos en la supuesta alegación que la señora le pegó a la víctima con un machete.
I would also note in 2014,
También queremos que conste que en el 2014
she pled out to battery on a child,
ella aceptó un convenio declaratorio que tenía que ver con agresión en contra de un menor de edad
and that was her own child.
y esa era su propia criatura.
In 2003, she was convicted of domestic violence battery against a different alleged victim.
En el 2003 tuvo una condena por también causa de violencia doméstica, pero era otra víctima.
In 2002, she was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
En el 2002 fue arrestada por agresión, asalto con agravantes y eso también era causa de violencia doméstica.
The offense was domestic in nature and against the same victim as the 2003 case.
La agresión fue en contra de la misma víctima del 2003 y también tenía causa de violencia doméstica.
Charge was ultimately dropped. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ahora, esos cargos por fin fueron descartados.
Before we
Nada
hear,
más del Estado.
before we hear from Mr. Romero,
Antes de escuchar lo que va a decir el señor Romero,
I would advise the court
queremos que conste con la Corte
that the alleged victim in this case
que la supuesta víctima de este caso
is the next case you're going to call on this docket,
es el próximo caso que se va a escuchar en esta lista de acusados,
as he was also arrested.
porque también fue arrestada esa persona.
Okay.
Judge, she's not going to be able to afford the $17,500 bond, which the state is suggesting.
Bueno, señoría, la señora no va a poder pagar esa fianza de $17,500 que pide el Estado.
She's 44 years old and been residing here in South Florida for almost 20 years now, Judge.
La señora tiene 44 años y hace unos 20 que vive acá en el sur de la Florida.
Right now, she is not working. She's a stay-at-home mother.
En este momento no trabaja porque se queda en su casa cuidando niños, cuidando sus niños.
She receives child support.
Ella le entra pagos de mantenimiento para las criaturas.
She receives two payments from two individuals. One is for $1,000 a month and the other is for $800 a month.
Tiene dos individuos que le pagan mantenimiento de niños. De uno le entra $1,000 y del otro le entra $800.
Unfortunately, from what Mr. Rado advised me, one of the individuals stopped paying child support. So right now she's left with receiving $1,000 a month.
Desafortunadamente, uno de los individuos no está pagando el mantenimiento, entonces lo único que le queda es los $1,000 mensuales.
She resides in Coconut Creek. She resides in a mobile home with her kids.
Ella vive en Coconut Creek, vive en una casa de remolque con sus niños.
She's been residing there for the past 7 years, Judge.
Y ha estado viviendo en ese lugar hace 7 años.
The monthly rent is $870 per month.
El alquiler que paga es 870 mensuales.
Now, she did tell me that she has $200 in the bank.
Me contó que tiene $200 ahorrados en el banco.
She's going to be reaching out to friends and family to help post her monetary bond, Judge.
Y también va a tratar de comunicarse con amistades y con sus parientes para ver si pueden lograr reunir dinero para una fianza.
Judge, what we're going to be requesting is on count one, a $2,000 bond.
Señoría, vamos a pedir que para el primer cargo se le dé una fianza de $2,000.
And on count one, we're going to be requesting a $1,000 bond.
Cargo 1 también vamos a pedir una fianza de $1,000.
So we're going to be requesting a total of $3,000 bond plus standard pretrial release on Ms. Tirato's behalf, Judge.
Por eso entonces vamos a pedir una fianza total de $3,000 y que quede en libertad bajo el programa de supervisión previo a juicio de los niveles regulares.
And we're going to be asking the court to sign an order allowing us to photograph the injuries Ms. Tirado sustained.
Eso es lo que pedimos para la señora Tirado. También vamos a pedir que la jueza nos firme una orden para sacar fotos de las lesiones que ha sostenido la señora Tirado.
Change that to 9, Ms. Patrice, if the other one says 8. All right. Court's going to do $7,500 on one, $2,500 on two, no victim contact.
Muy bien, vamos a darle 7,500 al primer cargo, 2,500 segundo cargo y le queda prohibido toda comunicación con la supuesta víctima.
Minimum of 1 mile distance.
Va a tener que mantener por lo menos 1 milla de distancia.
No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons.
No puede tener ningún tipo de arma de fuego, no puede tener balas ni ningún tipo de otro arma.
If you have any, you're to surrender them within 24 hours of your release to your local police department.
Si tiene alguna de estas cosas, tiene que entregarlos en las primeras 24 horas después de quedar en libertad a la jefatura local.
GPS level 2.
Vamos a darle un monitor GPS nivel 2.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Gracias y mucha suerte.
Next one is William Torres, page 3.
Señor Torres.
Can you bring him up? Oh, sir, come on up. He's coming up, Judge. He's here present, Judge.
All right, Mr.
Aquí estás presente.
Mr. Torres, you have touch or strike battery, domestic violence.
Señor Torres, ¿tiene una acusación de tocar o golpear, una agresión por tocar o golpear y es por violencia doméstica?
What's your position on this state when he was attacking her?
Vamos a ver lo que
she was
dice.
attacking him, excuse me.
Vamos a ver lo que dice el Estado porque parece que él atacó. No, parece que la señora fue la que atacó al señor.
Yes, no, I see that, Your Honor, and I do see in his statement, he admits to striking her, but in self-defense.
Sí, vemos eso, señoría, y vemos que en la declaración que ha dado el señor, él admite que la golpeó, pero era para autodefensa.
I'm inclined to find no probable cause.
Yo creo que no voy a decidir que existe motivo fundado.
It's fine, Your Honor.
Estamos de acuerdo.
All right, no probable cause.
Muy bien, no existe motivo fundado.
ROR.
Queda en libertad bajo su propia palabra.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Gracias, señor, y buena suerte.
Thank you.
You're
That's it.
welcome, Your Honor.
Have a wonderful day. See you
too.
tomorrow.
Nice
Bye-bye.
to see you. Take care.
You too.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, this is what's going on because I was doing.
ROR. No PC. Jacob McLean.
He's approaching, Judge.
Okay, Mr. McLean, you have aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, dating violence. Court does find probable cause.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I'm actually gonna, based on the review of the facts, I'm gonna ask the court to make a determination probable cause for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. The allegation is that Mr. McLean struck the victim in the head with a firearm.
Oh, aggravated assault. Okay, aggravated battery, I see.
Thank you.
All right, so aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, dating violence. What say you, defense, for PC for that?
For the very, very low standard of probable cause, the victim did indicate that he hit her in the head with the handgun.
With the black handgun, yes.
So I think there is, based on her statement alone, and that's all we have, that would seem to support an aggravated
All
battery.
right, so court's gonna find probable cause for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, dating violence.
Would also note, Your Honor, she was bleeding from her head.
Right.
All right, what say you, state?
Your Honor, based on the allegations, I'm requesting a $10,000 bond, no victim contact, and I know it's part of the, obviously I'll be asking for no possession of firearms, weapons, ammunition, as it's also part of the standard
Order of
domestic violence.
pretrial conditions.
Exactly, thank you.
Okay, no victim contact, direct or indirect, with JB, and minimum of 1,000 feet. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. If you have any, sir, you are to surrender them to your local law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand?
You understand? Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would point out, Judge, in the probable cause affidavit, it does indicate that the alleged victim refused to be transported by rescue, refused to complete a complaint affidavit, and indicated that she did not wish to prosecute the case. Victim was uncooperative, refused to provide a statement.
But they also located a handgun and a magazine.
Yeah, the gun was unloaded.
The magazine was right next to it. All right, so, I'm sorry, state, what did you say for bond?
10,000, Your Honor.
Okay, and what say you, defense?
Judge, we're going to be requesting a $2,500 bond on Mr. McLean's behalf. This is his, from what he advised me, his first arrest ever. He's 23 years old, basically grew up here in South Florida, graduated from Hollywood Hills High School. He's working, he works at a barbershop called Brooklyn Barbershop, where he, today, from what he advised me, was going to be his 1 year work anniversary. And he gets paid, it depends. On an average, he says, on a good week it'd be up to $500, on a bad week it's about $200. So anywhere from $200 to $500 per week. He lives in an apartment with his mother, where they've been residing at that specific location for about 10 years now, and their monthly rent is about $1,000. Judge, he believes he can come up using the services of bondsman if the court were inclined for $2,500, and that's what the reason why we're setting it, or requesting that amount, Judge.
All right, 7,500, no victim contact with JB, minimum 1,000 feet. As I said before, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. GPS level 2. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Ralph Garcia.
Mr. Garcia, come on up, please.
Main jail. Mr. Garcia, you have a violation of probation. You have a no bond hold. You're going to see your division judge, Judge Susan Allspector, on Tuesday, January 8th at 9:45 a.m. Thank you. Next one is Devonte McClendon.
I believe he's in Conte, Your Honor.
Okay. Conti. Okay, Mr. McClendon, you have an ad charge out of Georgia, an out-of-state hold. We'll see you in extradition court Tuesday or Thursday at 1 p.m. Thank you. Alexandra Dominique.
She's a medical research, Your Honor.
Melly Philpott,
Medical
reset to
reset.
1 o'clock,
Medical reset.
reset to 1.
It's a medical reset.
I said reset it to 1, it's an MO. I need to talk to Mr.
There's
Shade
an
about
MM
it.
as well.
Okay, well, I'm resetting it to 1, thank you. Hara Scanlon.
No problem, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Scanlon, you have petty theft from a merchant, second offense, $25 bond. Court's gonna order no return to Whole Foods, located at 810 University Drive, Coral Springs. Okay,
I don't know if
bond
the,
is set at $25. What say you, defense?
I don't know if the state has an offer on this case, but I think Ms. Scanlon might be inclined to resolve it if possible.
One moment. Your Honor, if Ms. Galen wants to resolve the case, the offer is 10 days. She has numerous prior thefts, including a pending felony petty theft.
I'd invite the court to become involved in the negotiations if the court will consider something less than 10 days.
You know what, I'm gonna leave the bond in place, let her go to her division judge, no return to the Whole Foods. Thank you, ma'am.
I'll call Vincent to bond you out, Ms. Scanlon, okay?
Thank you. All right, we're gonna go off for 1 moment. And Pillpot, we're resetting to 1 o'clock, deputy, okay?
Yes, I am.
The mother was here earlier. Shanta Donald,
Medical reset.
Linda Coven. Linda Coven.
Judge, I've been invited, I believe that person just stepped out to the restroom.
All right, let me know when they come back, please. Amber Costello.
Oh, okay. Amber Costello, North Broward.
Reset, Your Honor.
No.
This is another medical reset, North Broward. Stefan Perdomo Corellis.
Perdomo Corrales is here present, Judge, at Maine.
Main jail. All right, Ms. Perdomo Corrales, is that your name, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, you have possession of cannabis over 20 grams, $1,000 bond. Possession of THC, $1,000 bond. Drug paraphernalia, possess and/or use, $100 bond. Total is $2,100. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, we're going to be asking for the court to entertain an ROR or releasing Ms. Perdomo on standard pretrial release. I'll first see if the state has an objection before I proceed.
She has no priors, Your Honor. I have no objection.
Okay, so ROR?
It's fine.
Are you object?
Okay, ROR per the state and defense.
Good luck, ma'am. And Judge, she was brought back, Ms. Cogan.
Okay,
Whenever you're ready.
Linda Coven, please.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Coven, you have possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, drug paraphernalia, possess and/or use, no bond required, tamper with or fabricate physical evidence, $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, I'm going to be requesting an ROR. I'll see if the state has an objection before I proceed.
I don't.
Okay, per state and defense, ROR. Court finds probable cause if I haven't said it. Tamara Salkeld,
No, bro. I believe it's Broward.
North Broward. Okay, Ms. Salkeld, you have a violation of probation, a no bond hold. You're gonna see your division judge, Judge Edward Merrigan, on Tuesday at 8:45 a.m. Until then, ma'am, you're gonna be held no bond. The court finds probable cause for your arrest. Yes?
And Your Honor, just going forward, just so maybe we can all get on the same page, my understanding is that administrative order is no longer in effect, so these VOPs really shouldn't be coming through here. I just,
Yeah, why are they coming through here still? Maybe the judges are not back? Is Judge Merrigan on vacation, maybe? I don't know.
or,
Madam
regardless,
Clerk, can you find out?
it ended at 12.
Tell somebody they need to let me know that the state's inquiring as well. Why the felony and the misdemeanor VOPs are still coming to us. The administrative order is no longer in effect. Javarin Lewis, Paul Ryan. I thought they said that there wasn't anybody.
I think he said there was one person that was in court. I don't know if that's who he's referring to.
Yeah, that's probably what it. What judge is this? No, this is Judge Halal. Is this, Madam Clerk, can somebody look up this case and see if it's been transferred yet? 189872, TC 38.
Your Honor, he's in front of Judge Duffy this morning on a calendar call on a felony case that he's being held on. To answer your question, I don't believe it's been this case has been transferred yet, but that's why he's in court.
Do you want to waive his appearance and we'll set him before, have the clerk set him before whoever's supposed to go to tomorrow?
I waive his appearance, Judge. He's got a no bond hold on count 1 for a violation, no bond capias, actually.
Okay, court finds probable cause. Clerk to set before division judge forthwith. Don Royster?
No problem.
Broward.
Mr. Royster would like to resolve this if possible, Judge.
What's his priors like, State?
Your Honor, Mr. Royster's last arrest was in August of last year on a violation of county ordinance. He had a trespass earlier last year.
I
Battery on
remember him.
a public transit employee 2017, trespass 2017, failure to leave property 2016. Your Honor, most of his priors involve trespasses. Really, my concern in this case is the allegations that he continues to harass the customers at this business.
Yeah, I know Mr. Royster, Judge. I had a talk with him before court this morning, and I'm going to give his sister a call. His sister takes care of him.
I remember, no return to 1599 North State Road 7, Lauderhill. I'm gonna put him on standard pretrial supervision. Not gonna require a bond. Let him report within 24 hours of his release. I want him calling in twice a week. And I want him reporting 1 time a month. He's not to return to the 1599 North State Road 7, Lauderhill. That includes the sidewalk, the parking lot, and the bus stop that's adjoining that parking lot. Do you understand, sir? Okay, thank
All right,
you.
I'll call your sister, Don.
Rupert Creary. Rupert Creary.
Main jail, I believe, Judge.
Main
Mr.
jail.
Query, judge is here at main jail.
Main jail. Mr. Creary, you have trespass. Failure to leave property upon order by owner. Court finds probable cause. You're not to return to Lubin's Classic Cuts, located at 329 Southwest 13th Street, Dania Beach, Florida. If you go back there, you will be arrested. Do you understand?
Yes.
No.
What say you, defense? Does he want to resolve it?
No, Judge, he's actually looking to have his day in court on this case. And speaking to him, unfortunately, when he was arrested, he didn't have his phone with him, so he has no way of contacting his family to help post his bond. He does work, and he's just, he's scared about losing his job. He wants to be there tomorrow. So, Judge, we're going to be requesting an ROR on his behalf.
Standard pretrial supervision, report within 24 hours of release.
I will listen to the judge, sir.
Sir, you have to report within 24 hours of your release. Call in twice a week. Report once a month. In person, no reporting after court. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Good luck, sir. You're being
Gabriel
released.
Tolio. And after him is Zachariah Rose. And then we have Eddie Rancher and Patrick Samita. So we'll start with Mr. Gabriella Montolio,
Mr. Montolio is here present, Judge, at main.
main jail. Sir, you have a capious misdemeanor for 2000 for possession of marijuana under 20 grams. Court finds probable cause. It says that it doesn't say you failed to appear, but this is from 2012. Does he want to resolve it?
He does, Judge, he does.
All right, withholding court costs, $308. How does he want to plead?
How do you wish to please, sir? No contest.
Okay, withhold court costs, $308 in court costs, 6 months to pay, partial payments. Court takes judicial notice of a time that he served in the Broward County Jail. Did you tell him the consequences if he doesn't pay the $308, Mr. Romero?
I did, Judge.
Okay, and you still want to plead no contest, sir?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Zachariah Rose. After him is Eddie Rancher.
Yes, Mr. Rose is here present, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Rose, you have 2 capious traffics, $100, $1,000, operating with a suspended DL, second offense, and driving while license is suspended. He's had a couple failures to appear on this. So I'm gonna leave his bonds in place. I don't know when his next court date is. Madam Clerk, you might wanna look into it. Total is $1,100. Thank you,
He
sir.
does wish to ask me, he wants me to ask the court if you would consider resolving the matter today.
I don't have an offer, Your Honor, because it appears resolving these two cases will likely result in a 5-year.
All right, so I'm not gonna resolve them, $1,100 bond, thank you. Eddie Rancher, and after him is Patrick Zamedi.
Judge, Mr. Rancher is here present. He wishes to proceed pro se.
Okay, main jail.
No problem, no problem. Mr. Rancher wishes me to assist him, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Rancher, you're charged with trespass after warning, structure or conveyance. Court finds probable cause. Court's gonna order no return to the racetrack located at 3996 Pembroke Road in Pembroke Park, Florida. If you go back there, you will be arrested. Bond set at $25.
One moment, please, Judge.
He's been previous arrested and trespassed from there multiple times. Last time was 11/10/2008.
Judge, Mr. Rancher has advised me he wishes to resolve this matter. We're asking the court to consider extending out for a time served. He wants to try and be out there. His mom is sick, and he wants to go ahead and try and visit with his mother. So we're asking the court if you would consider resolving this for a time served today.
All right, well, it says, the store manager said that Rancher harasses customers inside the racetrack, so what say you, defense?
I understand what the allegation is, and Mr. Rancher is disputing that. However, he does wish to forego his day in court in order to resolve this today, so that he could be there for his mother.
Your Honor, I'm sorry to hear about his mother's condition.
So am I.
But the offer is 7 days. He was just arrested December 21st, and that was for a capias on a theft that he pled out. Before that, he was arrested December 6th, and that was on a warrant for violating pretrial and the trespass. He pled that out. November 16th, that was a capias on an MO open container. He pled that out. November 4th, a new trespass. That's the one he was put on pretrial for. September 24th, capiases on a couple of municipal ordinance cases. July, a capias on a trespass that he pled out. June, resisting without violence and trespass that he pled out. May, another trespass that he pled out. 10 days before that in May, another trespass that he pled out. In April, another trespass that he pled out. So that's his history this year.
Okay, 7 days.
We understand the state's offer, Judge, but unfortunately, Mr. Rancher does not wish to accept the 7 days. Judge, he's not in a financial position to post a $25 bond. We're asking that the court consider an R-war on Mr. Rancher's behalf on this trespass offense.
I'm actually gonna raise his bond to $500, no return to the racetrack. Thank you, sir. Patrick Samedi.
He's here.
Mr. Samedi, you have probation violation or community control. You're going before your division judge, Judge Gottlieb, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you. Do you know why these are coming to us also?
Your Honor, this one was on a 94806.
Okay, but,
The warrant shouldn't be though.
okay. Oscar Manson.
No problem.
Thank you, North Broward. Mr.
Mr. Manson would like to resolve this if possible, Your Honor.
Mr. Manson, you have resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, $100 bond. You have trespassing, occupied structure or conveyance. Okay, bond set at $100. Court's gonna order no return to Restaurant Brazil located at 843 West Sample Road, Deerfield. You understand, sir? If you go back there, you will be arrested.
Yes, I do understand.
Your Honor, the state's offer would be 10 days. I would note first, I'm concerned about these allegations that he was taking a fighting stance with an employee of this business.
That never happened.
Don't say anything at this point, sir.
Okay.
Then, after being warned, he re-entered the business again. This comes after an arrest in the middle of July this year, where at a McDonald's just down the road on Sample, he was intoxicated, causing a disturbance, and when he was trespassed from that location, it wasn't an easy process, and he pled out to disorderly intoxication. I'm sorry, resisting without violence and trespass.
Judge would invite you into the negotiations. Mr. Manson is not going to be able to post a $100 bond, and he would like to resolve the case today if possible.
The issue that I have with this is, I mean, he got several warnings. And then even when the officers came, he pushed away from the deputies.
I never pushed.
Don't you just, put yourself at the scene, Mr. Manson. That's something the state would ordinarily
I'll do
have to
5
prove.
days Broward County Jail, no return to this restaurant, including the parking lot, the bus stop if there is one, and the sidewalk.
You understand, Mr. Manson? 5 days Broward County Jail, credit for the time that you've spent. Is that what you'd like to do? Or do you want me to ask the judge to do something else?
I have no other way of doing anything. I was supposed to actually be leaving the state in a couple of days, and I just got intoxicated again and messed up.
I take it that means you want to take the 5 days?
I guess so.
Because you really don't have a defense right now after you said
That's
that.
the only thing I can do.
All right.
Well,
You could go to trial. I mean, nobody's forcing you to do this. If it's what you want to do, then do it. And if it's not, then don't. But, as you were told, anything you say can and will be used against you. And basically you just admitted to it. And, so you tell me what you want to do, Mr. Manson.
Guess I'm going to have to take the 5 days.
Well, it's not a guess, you have to be certain.
I'm going to take the 5 days.
How do you want to plead to the 2 charges? Guilty, not guilty, no contest? Raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
I swear.
Okay, put your hand down. Is your name Oscar Roy Manson, Manson?
Yes.
All right, you want to give up all your rights to a trial?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No.
How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest to resisting an officer, obstructing without violence, and trespassing occupied structure or conveyance? Guilty, not guilty, no contest.
I believe no contest. I believe.
But you can't believe. You have to be certain. No contest is saying, not guilty is saying, I didn't do it, I want a trial, I want to fight this case. Guilty is saying, I did it. And no contest is not saying, I did it, I'm not saying I didn't do it. Just saying, for all practical purposes, I want to resolve this case today and get over with this case and, go on with my life. Which one would you like to do?
No contest.
And you're certain of that, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you've had enough of time to talk to your attorney, Mr. Reedy, who's in the courtroom with me today?
I did speak with him for a moment.
Did you have enough, do you need more time to speak to him?
No.
Have you had an opportunity to speak to him enough? Did you have enough of time to speak to him? Okay.
Yes.
All right, adjudication 5 days, Broward County Jail, with credit for time served, and on each count to run concurrent. Court is going to accept this plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. So 6 months to pay on count 1, $293, partial payments accepted. No return to this restaurant Brazil, including the tire parking lot and shopping center, and that includes the bus stop that's located in it. You'll have to go somewhere else. If you go back there, sir, you will be arrested. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Yes.
Okay, Michael Patrick.
Metzler.
I think he's out of custody, Judge. It
Judge,
looks like he bonded out.
I've been advised.
Jonathan Swazi, please.
Mr. Swayze, come on up, please. He's approaching, Judge. Page 16. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Are you Jonathan Lewis Swayze?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you have 2 charges, resisting without violence and prowling and loitering, $500 bond, $500 bond, total of $1,000. You're going before Judge Diaz tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Judge, Mr. Swayze wanted me to ask the court, he's asking me if the court would consider allowing him to resolve this case today.
State?
Your Honor, the documented offer from the state is a withholding court costs.
Okay, withholding court costs. Is that what he wants to do?
He wishes to accept the state's offer, Judge.
How does he want to plead, Mr. Romero?
How do you wish to please, sir? No contest, Your Honor.
Okay, withhold of adjudication and court costs, $293 on count 1. Did you speak to him? What happens if he doesn't pay the $293?
I did, Judge.
All right, so $293 in court costs, count 1. 6 months to pay, partial payments accepted. Court takes judicial notice of the time that he served in the Broward County Jail. Good luck to you, sir. Ralston Francis.
Medical research, Your Honor.
All right, this is the second day, I believe. Let's see. This is for trespass or a structure or conveyance. He was arrested January 1st. Today is the 3rd. We need to have a finding of PC and absentia on the capias. Any objection?
No, Judge, but I would like to bring him back when he gets feeling better, because maybe we can work it out.
Well, he's supposed to go before his division judge tomorrow.
All right, well, let's hope that happens then. I'll keep an eye on it.
Well, I'm gonna say to bring back for bond
Okay.
and release conditions. And Madam Clerk, we're gonna reset this for tomorrow at 1 p.m. and decide what to do then, okay? Thank you. Kedrick Wimbley.
Conte.
How you doing, Your Honor? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir. Thank you very much. We're at Conti, Grand Theft Auto, sir. $1,000 bond. This is an ad charge. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials PP. What say you, defense?
I would say that there's no probable cause to support a grand theft allegation here in this probable cause affidavit, Judge. The only evidence against Mr. Wembley is that his fingerprints were found on the inside rearview mirror. That's not enough to establish probable cause for grand theft auto.
Okay, what say you, State? Says right here, he noticed the person delivering newspapers who was working noticed that an unknown person entered his vehicle and drove off rapidly.
Yes, well, that narrows the field to all unknown people that this person didn't know.
Well, his prints were there, so.
That's not enough to establish probable cause that he stole the car or was ever knew that the car was stolen. There's just absolutely nothing here. His fingerprints are on a mirror, that's all. That's not enough.
That's fine, Your Honor. He can be ROR.
Yeah, he's got a no bond hold on
Exactly.
something else
You won't get
anyway,
any
so.
time on this.
But this really isn't probable cause here, Judge.
I actually was gonna find probable cause, but if you guys agree, no problem.
That's fine, Judge.
Jordan Brady.
Your Honor.
No probable cause, a ROR you wanted, sir. Thank you, good luck to you. Jordan
Can I ask
Brady.
Judge Amin?
What, sir?
Am I able to say one thing to you? I'm sorry. I have a change of charge. that was dropped to a grand theft, 300 through under 5,000, and I still don't have a bond for it. It was changed from robbery with a firearm, and I still don't have a bond for it.
Okay, what's he being held on?
He's being held on, Your Honor, I'm looking, he's being held on a $100,000 bond on a robbery with a weapon. It does appear that, there was a change of charge from robbery with a firearm to grand theft. For some reason, I don't know.
We have to wait for the KP to come in order for us to set the bond.
Yeah, I mean,
When was that done?
This was done on the 20th of December.
I mean, the 20th of December, and
and-
today is
and-
January 3rd, I mean.
I completely understand, Your Honor, and if Mr. Reedy wants to inquire if Mr. Wembley's in a position to post a $100,000 bond, because if he can't post that, and
Check for the KP when we get back.
absolutely, and.
Can
we
you
need to get
post a
him before
100?
court.
Can you post a $100,000 bond, Mr. Wembley?
Probably not that much, but I'm pretty sure I can post something. And also, I've been here 36 days, and it hasn't been filed, that charge.
All right, sir, this is what I'm gonna do. He should have there's been a capias, and why hasn't it been served on him?
We have to receive it from the clerk, but I'm gonna check honestly.
I mean, December, what'd you say it was, 20th, Eric?
I
We've
believe
had
that's
enough-
what confined and advised this.
What say you, defense?
Well, if what Mr. Wembley says is true, let me look at the robbery case.
Your Honor, if, I have no problem with setting a $1,000 bond based on the change of charge. That's what the bond would have been set at as a standard bond. Frankly, looking at the change of charge capias, the clerk's office, from my understanding, shouldn't have put it as a no bond hold for magistrates, because grand theft has a standard bond of $1,000.
All right, let's do an order up, changing it, put the case number or whatever it is and why. Let's put a brief explanation why, and then you can draft an order, Eric?
Well, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, sir, so $1,000 bond. Thank you, good luck to you.
What about the other charge? No,
What other charge?
the robbery with the fire or the weapon.
Your Honor,
It's been 36 days.
and if he has an attorney, then he should speak to his attorney about filing a motion.
Yeah,
There's nothing
I don't know
further
why
to
that hasn't been filed. He was arrested, it looks like you were arrested on November 30th, is that right, sir?
The 29th.
The 29th.
Respectfully, Judge, I have no issue with addressing the grand theft issue because frankly, he's being held no bond in a situation where he should have a bond. The robbery with a weapon situation, that's between him and his attorney at this point in time.
Yeah, I'd ask you to put him on the second look docket for this afternoon, Judge. I'll file a motion.
Your Honor, I would object. That's not the proper notice. Mr. Reedy just asking for it now this morning. Proper notice has to be given with the proper amount of time.
What's the proper amount of time, Your Honor?
The same notice that we've been doing for about, I don't know, over 10 years.
Okay, this is what I want you to do, Mr. Reedy. File the motion and just send it, request a hearing for tomorrow, okay?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, thank you, sir. Jordan Brady,
Mr. Brady is here present, Judge. I may come on up, sir.
main jail. Okay, Mr. Brady, possession of THC, $1,000 bond. You have 2 violations of probation, no bond hold. You're going Tuesday for Judge Merrigan at 8:45. Court finds probable cause. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Ian Shulman, and then after him is David Casado, and then Dale Bolin.
Mr. Shulman, come on up, please.
Mr. Shulman's at the main jail.
Yes.
Sir, good morning, sir. Are you Ian Joshua Shulman?
Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You have possession of cocaine, possession of fentanyl, possession of heroin, all $1,000 bonds, drug paraphernalia, driving while license is suspended, $100 each, failure to register a vehicle, attached registration, license plate not assigned, and no tag light. The last two, the failure to register and the attached the registration are 25 each. 8 is not for magistrate. 9 is a habeas traffic for failure to register a vehicle, and 10 is failure to provide liability security which is also not for magistrate. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, he did give me the phone number of his father. I intend on calling him after court today, so the only request I'm gonna have is in reference to counts 4, 5, 6, and 7, the 250, total on that.
You
Would
want
the court consider
RORs?
just an ROR?
Your Honor?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Judge, based on his prior, the state will be asking. Judge, based on his priors, and the defendant also has a pending case, possession of fentanyl, that is still ongoing, and because of that, the state will be asking that the first count, possession of cocaine, possession of fentanyl, and possession of heroin, that the bond should be increased to $2,500 on each count.
All right, court's gonna leave the first 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, the rest are ROR. Thank you. David Casado. Then after him is Dale
Mr.
Bowen.
Casado?
Mr. Casado, you have possession or ammo by a convicted Florida felon. 2 counts, possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. 3 is just a unlawful speeding ticket. Court finds probable cause. What say you, state?
Judge, on the first count, because he has a pending case, he has a prior from 2014, trafficking in oxycodone. He did 3 years in prison for that one. He also has trafficking in cocaine, trafficking in oxyprozone, and grand theft. Based on that, the state will be asking that on the first 2 counts, that the bond be increased to on the first count, the bond should be increased to $5,000, and on the second count, the bond should be $2,500.
All right, what say you, defense?
Judge, my understanding is, I believe on the prior contact with law enforcement that he's had, I believe the state referenced the 2014 case number. And speaking Mr. Casado, the date of incident was back in 2010. So he's basically been clean for the past over 5 years, Judge.
Well, he was
Right now
in
he is-
prison for 3 years, I think, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
From 14 to 17, and
No, Your Honor, it was from 2000, it looks like, I believe he got out of prison in 2013.
okay, so he's out of prison since 13.
Right, so that's why I said he's been clean for over 5 years. He's 30 years old. He is working. He works at JT Cuts as a barber. He's been employed there now for about 3 years, Judge. He makes on a good day about $150 a day doing that. He lives in Boca Raton with his 2 sisters. They've been living there for about 1 year. His share of the rent is $500 per month. He is going to be reaching out to his girlfriend, who's a waitress, to help post his monetary bond. Judge, I'm going to be asking for a $2,500 bond on count 1, a $1,000 bond on count 2, and an ROR on count 3. That's our position.
5,000 on 1, 1,000 on 2, ROR on 3. Thank you. Dale Bolin, and after him is George Ronald, and then we have Marcus McFadden.
Bowling is a medical research, Your Honor.
North Broward, medical reset. George Ronald, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning,
Good morning.
sir. You have possession of alprazolam Xanax, $1,000 bond. Possession of heroin, $1,000 bond. Drug paraphernalia, possessed and or used, $100 bond. Trespassing, unoccupied structure or conveyance, $25 bond. Court is going to order no returning to 100 Southwest 6th Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. Says that he's been previously trespassed in the morning.
Judge, on this case, based on the defendant has a 2017 case that is still pending, criminal use of personal ID. He has a 2010 case, possession of heroin, which he served 1 year in prison for. He also has another 2010 case for possession of cocaine, which he served a 1 year prison term for. 2003, he has a felony case for possession of heroin, which he served 4 months in prison for. Based on those facts, the state will be asking that on the first count, his bond should be increased to 1,500, and on the second count, the bond should be increased to 1,500.
Okay, what say you, defense?
Count two, the possession of heroin's a residue case. It's probably not going to be filed except as a possession of drug paraphernalia charge. So I'd ask you to ROR him on that. I guess he does have a court date on February 15th in front of Judge Cholera for the other charge. I'd ask the court to take no action on that. Mr. Ronald's been a resident of Florida for the last 17 years. Unfortunately, his mother just passed away. He doesn't have a place to stay, Judge. I've been discussing the CRC with him. He'd like to avail himself of that opportunity. If the court would consider pretrial release without the necessity of posting a bond and signing an order sending him to CRC to be picked up at 9 o'clock tonight, I think that would help Mr. Ronald get back on the right track. He needs some assistance finding some housing. I think
he needs a drug rehab or something.
Plus,
could be
I have
too.
a dog too.
Also, his dog was taken to the Hollywood kennel.
All right, 1,000 on 1, ROR on 2, 3, and 4. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Marquise McFadden, please.
He's here. Name?
Afternoon, Judge.
Main jail. Good afternoon, sir. You have possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Counts 2, 3 do not require a bond for drug paraphernalia and resisting officer obstruct without violence. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 are not for magistrate. You are going before Judge Duffy tomorrow at 9 a.m. Court finds probable cause. Court will set his bond at $1 on count 1. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. You'll see Judge Duffy soon. Jorge Roberto Zapata.
Mr. Zapata is here present.
And
Judge.
after that, we have Todrick Lee McNair. K, Main Jail. Mister, are you Jorge Zapata, sir?
Yes, Mom.
All right, you are charged, sir, with robbery, no firearm or weapon.
Judge, on this,
Give me one moment. Says he reached into pinned down a person that was in their wheelchair. Court finds probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials TO. State, what's your recommendation and what's their priors,
The
please?
defendant was placed on pretrial supervision on the 22nd of June of last year in case number 173064 CF10A.
I'm sorry, 3064?
CF10A.
Okay.
The charge of robbery, no weapon. Based on this court's finding of probable cause, we're going to ask that Mr. Zapata's pretrial status be revoked at this time.
Okay, can I have the paperwork?
Yes, ma'am, just a moment.
Okay, what say you?
I'm just kind of curious if this is the same Timothy O'Connell who's on page 13 of the court's docket for possession of drug paraphernalia, trespassing, and a violation of probation, and was a medical reset this morning.
Okay, I don't know. All right, what say you?
Judge, what was the state's recommendation as far as bond on count 1?
I just want to note it is not because,
Okay, can you talk into the mic so they can hear you?
yes. One moment. Okay. Go ahead.
okay, Judge, on this case, the state will be recommending a $15,000 bond based on the facts of this case. The victim in this case was on a wheelchair, and the defendant attacked the victim and forcefully took money from him. So based on that fact and the fact that he was on pre-trial release when this happened, the state will be asking for a $15,000 bond.
Judge, Mr. Zapata's not going to be able to afford that. However, he can afford some reaching out to his family. He is working. He works in roofing. He's been doing that for a year and a half. On a good week, he can get paid up to about $600 per week. He lives in North Lauderdale with his mother and his sister. They both work. His mother is a caretaker, and his sister basically cleans houses. Their monthly rent is $1,700 per month, in which they split basically the rent, the utilities, and the water. He's 27 years old, and I do realize the state's concerned that he's out on a case. But my understanding is he's on standard pretrial release. What I'm going to ask the court to consider is on this new law offense of $3,000 bond, and also placing him on level 2 pretrial release with the GPS monitor, so he could be supervised. I'd be asking on the 173064 CF10A case to upgrade the level of supervision from standard pretrial to level 2, and that is the defense request.
All right,
You're up.
case number,
I just wanted to bring to the court's attention, the problem is he's already violated pretrial twice on that case.
all right. Case number 17.
And the victim was
306.
arrested with a crack pipe, Judge. He's a medical reset today.
All right, case number 17, 3064, CF10A, court's gonna revoke his pretrial, no bond. And then, in this case, $10,000 bond, no victim contact, direct or indirect with TO. GPS level 2, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. If he does have any, within 24 hours of his release, he's to surrender them to law enforcement. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Todrick McNair.
Yes, no problem, Your Honor.
And after him is Kenneth LaFlame. Okay, are you Todrick Lee McNair?
Yes, ma'am.
North Broward. Sir, you have possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is possession or drug paraphernalia, possess and/or use. Court does find probable cause. What say you?
Oh,
Yes, Judge.
my bad.
What say you, Mr. Reedy? You have an attorney in the court,
Yeah,
sir.
that's what I'd be asking for, Judge. He's lived here all of his life. It's a nonviolent offense.
What's his prior
I know he's
history,
got,
like
he
anything
has
significant?
some priors, there's no doubt.
Yes, Judge. He has a 2016 trespassing case that was.
That
He
was
also
the last
has a.
time he was arrested?
He has a 2018 possession of cocaine that is still pending. He also has a purchase of cocaine that was declined. Okay.
All right, can you afford $100?
Judge, I'm gonna call his sister, who he lives with, but I'm really not sure that they're gonna be able to come up with any money for
All
bond.
right, I'm gonna leave it at 1,000 in the meantime. Thank you, sir. Good luck to
All right,
you.
I'm gonna call your sister for you, Todrick, okay?
Kenneth LaFlame, thank you.
He's approaching, Judge. Is your main?
I don't get released?
If your sister can come up with $100, yes.
Okay. I can
Can you
go?
put that the probable cause has been found?
That was already found.
All right, that's okay. Fine.
I can go?
Sorry, sir?
I can go?
Yeah, I'm calling your sister right now.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Kenneth LaFlamme, or LaFlame. Kenneth LaFlame, please.
Mr. LaFlame is here, President Maine.
Main jail, are you Mr. LaFlame?
Yeah.
All right, sir, you have driving while license is suspended. Third or subsequent offense, $750. Count 2, failure to register a motor vehicle. Counts 3 and 4 are probation violations. You are going before Judge Lynch this Monday at 9 a.m. Court will set your bond at $1 on count 1. Count 2, no bonds required. 3 and 4 are no bond holds. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is Timothy Wilson. And then we have John 2 Brown after him.
Mr. Wilson, Timothy Wilson.
All right, main jail. Are you Timothy Green Wilson, sir? Or Glenn Wilson?
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
All right, sir, you have possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is drug paraphernalia and/or use. Count 3 is a municipal ordinance violation, no bond required on that. Counts 4 and 5 are probation or community control violations. You are going before Judge Martin Fine tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. Court will set your bond at $1 on count 1. The rest the court will leave in place. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is John 2 Brown, please.
Mr. Brown is here, President Judge at Maine.
Good morning, Mr. Brown, main jail.
Good morning, ma'am.
You have aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, $25,000 bond. You do have 2 probation violations or community control, no bond holds. Those are 94806 holds. So you're gonna see your division judge, Judge Michael Lynch, on Monday at 9 a.m. Court does find probable cause. Court's gonna order, or probable cause has been previously found, and I'm gonna adopt the finding of Judge Martin Fine. He's classified as, by the Florida Department of Corrections, as a violent felony offender of special concern. What say you, state anything?
Judge, we also be asking for no victim contacts on the aggravated battery case.
Okay, what's the victim's name?
Mr. Stevel Bankston.
Spell the last, Stephen?
Stevel with 2L.
Okay, Stevell, Baxton?
Yes, and the last name is Bankston, is spelled bank and Ston.
Bankaston,
Yes.
okay? What say you, defense?
Judge, considering as no bond holds, nothing to add at this time.
All right, court's gonna do a $25,000 bond. I'm also gonna do a GPS level 2 and a minimum of 1,000 feet minimum. Any other special conditions? No? All right, thank you very much. Next one is Maxwell Aladinoui.
He's here at Maine.
Okay,
Oh, he has private? Judge, he informed me he has private counsel.
who is this private counsel?
It's Kelsey Moldoff, Judge. I spoke with her office earlier. I'm on the phone with them right now, as a matter of fact.
If they want, I'll reset it to 1. Next one is Hakeem Callens Mohammed.
He's here, present, Judge, at Maine.
Do we have a driving
Come on up,
record
sir.
on him?
Mr. Collins.
Hakeem Callens Mohammed. Is that your name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Maine Jail. Sir, you have driving while license is suspended, habitual offender, $750 bond. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Nothing to add at this time, Judge.
Someone gonna pay his bond?
Correct.
All right, I don't know if there's an issue with him, but it doesn't look like it's that big of a deal for him to potentially get his license back, unless I'm missing something, or something's not on his report. $750 bond. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Judge, can we recall Mr. El Donoui?
Sure, no
Well, I'll be
problem.
very interested to hear how he pronounces his last name.
Okay. How do you say your last name, sir?
El Denawi?
El Denali. Okay, you're Maxwell El Denali, Maine Jail.
Your Honor, I spoke with the law office of Kelsey Moldoff.
Yes, sir.
She is not available. I'd be asking the court to leave the bond at $25 in light of the no bond laws.
All right, so the court viewed charged with trespass, not a structure or conveyance. $25 bond. You do have 2 probation violations. You are going before your division judge, Judge Elizabeth Shear, on Monday at 8:45 a.m. I'll set the bond at $1 on count 1. And state, is there a no return?
Central Park in Plantation.
No return, sir, to 600 Central Park Drive in Plantation. If you go back there, you will be arrested. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you gonna hire your own, or do you want a public defender?
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Call your lawyer's office, Mr. El Donoui.
Mr. Leon, comment?
Giovanni Leone,
He's here at Maine.
Maine Jail. Are you Mr. Giovanni Leone, sir?
Yes.
All right, sir, you have possession of methamphetamine, $1,000 bond, court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, unfortunately, Mr. Leone is not in a position to post this monetary bond. He
He holds a sign in front of a vape shop in which he gets paid $32 a day. He lives with his father in Oakland Park. His father is retired, so that's why he doesn't believe that his dad has the money to post his bond. He's 31 years old, been here for over 10 years, so that's why we're requesting pretrial release on this nonviolent offense.
How many hours does he work a day?
How many hours do you work on this? Case, I work 4 hours. 4 hours, he says, Judge.
Judge, on this case, the state will be asking that a $1,000 bond be kept in place because the defendant has two pending cases. Currently has two pending cases. He has 2017 case, which is a petty theft. He also has a 2018 case, which is a violation of a domestic violence injunction. He has a 2006 possession of cannabis.
Your Honor, just to advise the court, we didn't realize this at first. Mr. Leone also has a pending battery resisting without violence. His most
From when?
it's a 2017 case. His most recent arrest was December 16th of last year.
So how many pending cases does he have, 2 or 3?
3.
All right, I'm gonna leave the bond at $1,000. Thank you, sir, good luck to you. Wilkins, Brutus. And then we have Gabius, Charlton.
Mr. Brutus is Wilkins is here at me.
All right, Mr. Brutus, good morning, sir. Is that your name?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have grand theft auto, $1,000 bond, trafficking in cocaine between 28 and 200 grams, $15,000. You have trafficking in heroin, 4 grams, between 4 and 14 grams, $75,000. Trafficking in hydromorphine, between 4 and 14 grams, $75,000. Count 6, possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver alprazolam, Xanax, $1,000. Possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver MDMA, ecstasy, $2,500. Possession of a vehicle with altered numbers, $1,000 bond. Attaching a registration license plate not assigned, $25. Count 9 is not for magistrate, it's a side windscreen or rest sunscreen violation. Count 10 is also not for magistrate, and I'm going to put not for magistrate here. It doesn't say it. Disobey a stop or yield sign. Count 11 is the same as count 9, and count 12 is a windshield violation, which is also not for magistrate. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, I'm going to be focusing on counts 2, 3, and 4,
Sure.
which I believe total $165,000. That's something Mr. Brutus advised me he definitely can't afford. He is working. He works at the Publix warehouse, where he says he's been employed for the past 3 years, making $13 an hour. He's 25 years old, been living in our community his whole entire life. He lives in Pompano Beach. I believe the monthly rent on it is $1,100 per month. Unfortunately, he had a bad loss. This year his mom passed away. He's dealing with that, Judge. Right now, my understanding, Judge, he's going to be reaching out to friends to help post his monetary bond. From what he does tell me is he has one vehicle, which is under his mother's name. It was a 2012 Infiniti that she purchased a couple of years ago, but now has over 100,000 miles on it. So he believes the resale value on that is quite minimal. Judge, I'm going to be requesting on counts 2 a bond reduction to $5,000. On counts 3, a $10,000 bond, and on count 4, a $10,000 bond. So on counts 2, 3, and 4, we're requesting a total bond of $25,000 on Mr. Brutus's behalf.
All right, GPS open schedule. I'll do 1,000 on 1, 15,000 on 2. I'll do 25,000 on 3. I'll do 25,000 on 4. 5 is 1,000. 6 is 2,500. 7 is 1,000. 8, I'll ROR. It's $25. And the rest are not for magistrate. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Gabrielle Charlton.
Mr. Charlton is here at Maine.
Okay. Mr. Charlton, you have burglary, unoccupied conveyance, unarmed. Grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond. Count 3 is probation violation or community control, no bond hold. You are going before your division judge, Judge Marina Garcia Wood, this Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Court finds probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim. Do we have a victim's initials? We don't? That's okay.
Doesn't appear so, Judge.
All right. So what say you state on count 1 and any other special conditions?
Judge, on count 1, the state will be asking for a $5,000 bond. The defendant already is on probation for a burglary, and he picked up this one again. So the state will be asking for a $5,000 bond.
Court's going to order no return to 3310 Northwest 63rd Street in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And in fact, I want you to maintain 1,000 feet minimum from that address, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, what say you, defense?
Judge, considering he has no bond hold on the VOP, I'm going to be asking on the third-degree felony on count 1, $1,000 bond.
All right, I'm going to do a 5,000. He has a pending burglary. And the grand theft, I'll leave it 1,000. I'm also going to do, in addition to the no return, 1,000 feet minimum, GPS level 2. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Johnny Bontemps.
Mr. Bontemps is here at Maine.
Pardon?
He's here at Maine.
Okay, come on up, sir. You can stand at the podium. Are you here for Mr. Bontemps? All right, you can stand at the podium. No problem. Okay, Mr. Bontemps, you have driving while license is suspended. Third or subsequent offense, $750 bond. Court does find probable cause. What is your name, sir?
Sentinel.
Okay, spell your last name
Betion.
and your relationship to Mr. Bontemps.
Brother-in-law.
Okay. All right, can you pay the $750 bond? It's $100, sir.
Yes, I'll do it.
Okay. All right. What say you, Ms. Defense?
Judge, that's what we were going to ask for a phone order, but fortunately his family member's here. Now he doesn't require the phone order anymore.
All right, so speak to a bondsman, tell him I set the bond at $750, okay? Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
I have to pay $750 now?
No, it's 100. Speak to the bondsman. You pay 10%, but minimum of 100, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck to you. Herman Myers, please.
He's here at Maine.
Main jail. Are you Mr. Herman Myers, sir?
How you doing this morning?
Good. Is that your name, Herman Myers?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you have trafficking in oxycodone between 7 and 14 grams. $75,000 bond, distribute or deliver cocaine. Court does find probable cause.
I would dispute the probable cause as to count 1.
Okay,
The charge being trafficking in oxycodone between 7 grams and 14 grams.
okay.
The probable cause affidavit does not state that the amount of oxycodone involved in the transaction was 7 grams or more.
It says weighing approximately 7 grams.
Yes, which would be not enough for probable cause.
Judge, on this particular case, the state will be asking for 24 hours so we can perfect the probable cause on this case, on the first count.
Okay, and what about count 2?
I don't have a probable cause argument on count 2, Your Honor.
All right, and there's a $2,500 bond. All right, on count 2, I'm going to do a GPS open schedule. Count 1 is 75,000. We're going to do 24 hours for probable cause on count 1. Yes?
In reference to the GPS monitor, I'm going to request that the court not impose that at this time. All we're dealing with is second-degree felony, delivery of cocaine. My understanding is Mr. Meyer's been here his whole entire life. He has only one prior misdemeanor cannabis in his 29 years. He's a registered voter. I just don't think in this case, on count 2, there's a need for a GPS monitor.
Okay, well, respectfully disagree with you. It says he sold illegal narcotics to an undercover Fort Lauderdale police detective for $200 worth of crack cocaine. So that's my ruling. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Yes, Asani Hastings, we're finding probable cause. We have probable cause tomorrow on count 1. Okay, main jail, Asani Dimitri Delro Hastings. Is that your name, sir?
Correct.
All right, sir, you have possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Count 2 is a probation violation for community control. You're going before Judge Dennis Bailey on Monday at 8:30 a.m. Court finds probable cause, $1 or ROR.
I would say $1, Judge.
$1 on count 1.
Are
Thank
you on
you, sir.
Okay, ROR, Judge. He's telling me ROR.
Okay. ROR on count 1.
Good luck, sir.
Blake Davis.
Mr. Davis, come on up, please.
After Mr. Davis is James Ware, and then Latavius Batty, and then we have Michael Butler. Okay, are you? Okay, are you Blake Davis, sir?
Are you Mr. Davis? Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have a violation of probation, a no bond hold. You're going before your division judge, Judge Marina Garcia Wood, on Tuesday, January 8th at 9:30. You're going to be held no bond until then. Good luck, sir. James Ware.
Mr. Ware is here at Maine. Come on up, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Ware. You have driving while license is suspended, third or subsequent offense, $750 bond. Count 2 is side windscreen, sunscreen restriction. Court finds probable cause. Do we have a driving record on him? $750 bond. What say you?
Nothing to add, Judge.
All right, state has nothing to say, so we'll leave it at $750. I don't need his driving record. Thank you. Latavius Batty.
Mr. Batty, come on up, please. You know.
Who's taking over for Judge Backman? Is it Judge? You know what? I think Judge Weeks is for Dennis Bailey, and I think FX now is Judge Backman is going to be Judge Dennis Bailey. Okay. All right. All right. So are you Mr. Batty?
Yes.
All right, sir. You have a violation of probation. You are going before your division judge, who I believe now is Judge Dennis Bailey, on Monday at 8 a.m. Court finds probable cause for your arrest. You'll be held no bond until then. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. The next one is Michael Butler.
Mr. Butler, come on up, please.
Is there someone else waiting there?
No, Judge, he's already been seen.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Butler, good morning, sir. You have possession of
Morning,
cocaine.
ma'am.
Morning. You have possession of cocaine, riding a bike with no lamp, and drug paraphernalia possess and or use. The last two are the middle one, riding a bike with no light, is not for magistrate. The drug paraphernalia, no bond is required. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, Mr. Butler is 67 years old, been here his whole entire life. He's on a fixed income, gets Social Security. He lives in Deerfield
Tell me
Beach,
what it is you're asking for.
I'm asking for an ROR, Judge, because of the nature of the stop, riding a bike with no lights, and I believe he does have priors, but he told me it was about like over 10 years ago.
Is that true, State?
It is dated, Your Honor.
All right, then I'll ROR you, sir. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, court's in recess till 1 o'clock. Thank you.